Hi, we would be solving the medical teams to countries problem as a supplement to your dynamic programming. In this case, we would be using the backward approach or start on the start approach. Hi. So, giving you the background first of the distributing medical teams problem. So it actually wants to maximize the measure of performance in order to increase or to utilize or to have more additional person years of life for the different countries. So these numbers actually indicates the thousands of additional person years of life that can be increased or can be attributed if in case they would be allocating medical teams of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for each specified country. So we have here the summary, the formulated network of the problem. Okay? So if in case you would want to check the original table, please see your PowerPoint presentation. Okay? Or see Hillier's uh, Chapter 11 Dynamic Programming problem. Okay, so let's try to solve this. So first off, as we did last time, let us create stages first since we're solving it using dynamic programming. Okay, so let's create stages. So let this be your stage 1, stage 1, then this your stage 2. Hope I cannot bump to other values. Stage 2. This is your stage 3. Okay. And stage 4 is just your answer. Okay, so we are using backward approach, so therefore we would be analyzing from here to here. Okay, so from the point of reference to the final solution. Okay, so let's start analyzing this problem. Okay, so first off, let's start on this state 5. Okay, state 5. So what's challenging in here is that we have same numbers in each stage. So that's why it's very useful if you'll categorize it into stages. Okay, so first off, let's create our table. I'd be using letters to create distinction to the following variables. So for example, I would be referring to this one as the A column, then B column, then C column. Okay, so naming them in our table. So that would be patients and destinations. That would be A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6. There's no A6. Okay, let's name B, B1, B0, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, and C. Okay, so first off, let's identify the A0s. These are directly coming from the start, which is the state. Okay, so that would be 120. Then coming from the origin, which is the start, A1 is 105, A2 is 90, A3 is 70, A4 is 45, and A5 is 0. Next, let's identify the maximum for BO. Since the problem specifically stated that this is a maximization, so we would be finding the maximum value out of the connections in our B0. Okay, so our connections is first one, connection to B0 to A0, A0, sorry, plus A0. Okay, then the connection from B0 plus, to A1 plus A1. The connection B0 to A2, A2. Connection B0 to A3 plus A3. The connection B0 plus A4 plus A4. Then connection B0 plus A5 plus A5. Okay, so let's identify these. So B0 to A0 is 0, as seen here, 0 connection. And then the A0 we have identified as 120. So plus 120. Next, B0 to A1 is 20. I would be placing it all at once so that I won't be confused. 45. B0 to A3 is 75. 45, 20, 75. Next connection is 110. And then 150. Okay, 150. Okay. So placing the items here, that's 105, 90, 70, 45, 0. Okay, the maximum would be, this is 120, this is 125, 90 plus 45 is 135, 7, 14, 145, 155, and 150. Okay, so the maximum is 155. Okay, so B0 is 155. It's actually coming from A4. Okay, so we're done with BO. I will just erase this. Now we'll go to B1. Okay, connections of B1. B1. Okay, again, that's maximum of all the connections. So all the connections of B1, so it's connected to A1. Okay, so that is B1 to A1 plus A1. Then B1, B1 to A2 plus A2. B1 plus A3 plus A3. B1 plus A4 plus A4. And B1 plus A5 plus A5. Okay? So, getting the values for that. So, B1 is 0. B2 is 20. B3 is 45. B4 is 75. B1A4, I'm sorry. B1A4 is 75. And B1A5 is 110. Okay? Plus A1, 105. Plus A2, 90. Plus 70. Plus 45. Plus 0. This is 110, 74 ba talaga yun? Sorry, this is 74. B1A4. 75. Bakit 74? 75. Sorry. Let's recheck the given since I got error 1. Okay, the rest are okay naman. Okay? So, 75, 120, 11, 115, 11, 105. Okay, the maximum amongst this is 120. Rechecking if I missed something. No, okay naman. So, 120, A4. Okay? So, we're done with B1. Okay, next B2. I guess kasha naman siya dito. Pagkasyahin na lang natin. Okay, B2. B2 naman, same process. So, maximum ulit. Maximum. And then, B2 to A2 plus A2. B2 to A3 to A3 to yan, to yan, to. Okay. To A3 plus A3, tapos B2 to A4 plus A4, B2 to A5 is A5. Okay. So, kunin natin yung values niya, 2, 0, plus, okay, yung sa B2, connection to 3 ay 20. B2 connection to 4 ay 45. B2 connection to 5 ay 75. Okay? So, next, pasok natin yung mga A2, A3, A4, etc. Okay? So, 90, 70, A4 ay 45, tsaka 0. So, 90, 90, 90, 75. Okay? So, rechecking kung meron tayong na-miss kay B2. Ay naman, wala. So, 90 ang ating maximum. Tapos, ang sources niya either A3, A4, or A5. Okay? Either of those ang pwede niyang pagkuhanan. 90. Okay? Next, let's get B3. B3's connection. So, B3, so maximum pa din, maximum ng lahat ng connections ni B3. So, B3 is connected to B3 to A3 plus A3, B3 to A4 plus A4, B3 plus A5 plus A5. Okay? So, let's get the numerical values of this. So, 0, 20, tsaka 45. Okay? So, getting the A3, A4, A5 here, 70, 45, and 0. 70, 4, 5, 6, 65, 45. Okay, so we have here the highest as 70, which is coming from A3. 70 coming from A3. Next, B4. Maximum of the connections of B4. So, B4 to B4 plus B4, B4 to B5 plus B5. So, getting the numerical value, 0 at saka 20. Plus B4, sorry, A pala. Grabe. Puro A, puro B na talaga yung nagawa. A4, 45, tsaka A5 na 0. Okay, 20 and 45. So the maximum is 45. Okay, let's place it here. 45 coming from A4. Okay, so we're now at our last. So B5, maximum. Okay, so since isa lang naman yung connection ni B5, so that's B 5 to A5 plus A5. B5 to A5 ay 0 plus A5 na 0. Okay, so 0. 0 and A5. Next, calculate na natin yung C. Okay? So we have here the connections of C. Okay, so kunin uli natin yung maximum amongst all the connection. So the connection goes as C to B naught, B0 plus B0, tapos C plus B1 plus B1, 2 plus 2. C to B2 plus B2, and C to B3 plus B3, C to B4 plus B4, okay, and C to B5 plus B5. Okay, so getting the numerical values, we have 0, 50, 70, 80, 100, 130. Okay, so this is 0 plus B0 here is 155. So that's 155. Next, B1, 120, 90, 70, 45, and 0. So plus, 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 plus. Okay? So 120, 170. This one is 70, 90, 160. Okay, 8, 150, 145, and 130. The maximum is 170, okay, which is coming from B1. Okay? So if you get the flow, okay, so that 170 is actually the path is actually coming from C brought about by B1, okay, and brought about B1 is coming from A4, okay, and then A4 is coming from the origin, which is the start. So, looking at the chart, kung nasan sila, so that would be 45 for rechecking. Okay, that would be 45, 5 to 4, and to 1 is 75, and to 0 is 50. Okay, so let's recheck in the table. So I have here the table. So that 45 says that we must allocate on medical team 1 to country 1. Okay, country 1. And then the 75 is on medical team 3, country 2, country 1, country 1, country 1, to med 1. Okay, and then 75 is for country 2 to med 3. Okay, and lastly, the 50 is on medical team 1 as well. So country 3 to 1 as well. Okay, in which you would be getting 170,000 of lives na mag-extend yung years of life.